So hello and welcome to another episode of Geoma City Building. So the last episode we actually made our airport connections, and I told you that I'm going to actually make all the beautification off screen, and that's what I did. I actually tried to record, but as it was more work than actually expected, and this was a lot of on and off work, so yeah, it wasn't really possible to record everything. So we just have a quick look over what happened and what I did. So this is what it's looking now, our nice airport island. Now what I did actually found out during building out the island is that when I placed down the runways, I actually had the wrong angle, and therefore the whole airport is basically not in line with the rest of the grid of the island. So yeah, but as this was a lot of work to have this all going, I decided to just keep it like it is, and therefore that's what we end up with. So we do have a nice island with a little bit of green zone we can use later on. We have quite a couple of parking spaces here, and we have some office buildings as well, so it doesn't look too empty. And turns out the monorail does work pretty well to go over the road and not under it. So I think that's something we're going to leave as well. So I think the airport for now is basically done. Maybe I'm later I'm going to add some harbor in here. Not too sure about it right now, but we will see how that's going to turn out. I also added some airport service roads, and hopefully that makes it look a little bit more professional. Than after all, my airport isn't that fantastic looking, so yeah, it's more functional, but it does work. So we do have a functional airport. So what to do in this episode? I'm sorry. Well, in some early episodes I actually told you that when we built the campus, that the trade campus doesn't have Varsity Sports, and that was wrong. There is Varsity Sports, and it's not depending on the university to actually build, because they have their own tab. So we do have these 5 Varsity Sports buildings in there, and that's what we're going to build today. What I want is actually a big sports cluster where we have all these stadiums at one place. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to have all these stadiums at one place, because we will have a lot of rushing in traffic, and maybe the inhabitants of this island are not very happy either to have to travel around and don't have some diversity, but I think we're very limited on space, and therefore I'm opting for having one big sports cluster where all these are actually united at one space with one very big parking lot. So that's what we're going to do today. So in order to have this all done, what I'm doing first is basically laying out these buildings to make use of the available space as good as possible, and this may take some while, so let's start with that. We do have these buildings, and I think what we're going to do is, let's see, we can try to rotate that one, because it would be very nice to actually have it turn on one side. Like for example, it could be like so. Let's see, we need road anarchy on. That's road anarchy, so we are able to actually move it where we want it. So let's move that one over there. And we do have one problem, and that is this parking space. Would be very cool if this parking space would be in the way, but as it looks like now, it is totally in the way. So it doesn't have this on the other side. So if we go ahead and would put this like there, that would basically work much better, because what you didn't know is I already removed some of those trees, and that's why we can do that. So what do we have left? That one, what's with those? Yeah, we can use that as well, and I think that could fit in here as well, like so. We can even move it more over. Let's try that one. We have even one more. No, one more. Like so. So that's still working. So that is going to work out as well. Pretty nice. And we can have an access road in here, which is nice too. So I think we're going with that one, and having one parking space already in there. So what is left? So the big ones. Oh, we do have that one. So I think that one would be very nice to actually fit into any corner. That would be very nice. So I think we're going to use that instead. Let's pull that away and let's see if we can fit, because what I want is actually having it in and there. So I think we're getting to try some roadworks to actually line that one up. So maybe try, yeah, no, I think that's too small. Let's try that. How's that working? No, we need a little more space, and I think we need maybe 2 more. So let's try this one. That's working better. Let's see. I want to have that one in that corner. Like so. It's still in the road. So we need, I think, 1 more. So I'm going to place one field more. There's no... Yeah, it doesn't snap. I don't want it to snap. Let's try it like that. And then get rid of that road. And then move that one over and see if it's now fitting inside here. So that looks pretty good to me. I think that's something we can use. Yeah, I think we're going with that. Maybe we should leave a little bit more space over there. So right now it's not centered, so I want to have it centered. So let's do place another road around there. I think that would be too much, but let's see if that's going to bring us anywhere nearer to where I actually want. And no, that was too far away. So I actually want to have 1 bit more. One of those bits, so I'm going to place that one as a helper. And then I'm going to remove that road, and now boom, I should be able to actually make a road over here. So now I can remove that one. Let's bring it away so we can actually make the road larger. And we should have to connect on again. So like this one, and now we should be able to actually place that like so. Like so. So how's that? How's that actually? So it's not too bad. What would happen if we move that so over that that one board is actually on the road, like it would be so? I think that would be even better. I think that's what I want. But then I again need to go a little bit closer. Yeah, I need to go a little bit closer. So I'm putting another grid point there away with the guidelines. I think we can just place the road anyway. Yeah, we can. Praised be road anarchy. Praise it. It's very good. So, and now, what I think it does, it's still not exactly where I want it. So I think we do have abandoned that grid we actually have. And make ourselves a new one, which shall be a little bit up, a little bit more further, because it looks like what it actually does is the one is too few and the other is too less. So, which is a little bit disturbing. Why that's actually be that way? So this one is actually good for that one, but that one is too far. It's not letting me now connecting to this. So come on. I need just some roads to try things out. Connect up there. So hopefully now we can try around. So what about that? No, we didn't want that, so that's too much. And that's too few to actually move that building. So okay, what we do now is we use Movie Tool. We should have done it with Move It right away, and not fooling around with that sort of stuff. So what I'm going to do is place it like so. now it's probably aligned to where I want it. Here we go. That's nice. That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah. Yep, that's working pretty well. Everyone can actually look through there to see into the game. So we have to put some trees around it, I guess. And if they have a home run, the ball lands somewhere in here. Not too ideal. But well, we have that. And we can have, hopefully, an access road going in there. But we do have some trees in the way. And we cannot get rid of the trees. So that's one problem we have. So what other things do we actually have in here? The American Football Stadium, I think that's pretty big. Yeah, that's pretty big. So let's put that aside. And we have the Track and Field Stadium. And that's pretty big as well. But I think we could... Let's see if that would fit pretty well in here. That fits in here pretty well. So we could basically, hopefully, either have that thing in here and place somewhere in there, or we can place that somewhere in here and have the football stadium. Would that actually fit in there? Let's see if this is going to fit. What would that be like? Yeah, that's not too bad actually. That's not too bad. I think we can do it like so. I think that's pretty okay. And maybe, but just maybe, we can bring that one. Yeah, it's not working that way. I want to rotate it. Snapped. Can we or can we not put that thing somehow in here as well? So maybe we can. What would happen if we go and had... So, okay, we do need to make another thing happen, because one problem with that is that actually we do have then a lot of traffic going in here, and this would block this road. So we're going to pull that one over to be somewhere else. Where can you be? and welcome back. So you had seen now a lot of time lapse, and I did try to beautify several things at once. So we have this little corner which I made some little sort of park with some stones in there, and I used a lot of bushes indeed over here to make some sort of garden and some stones to hide that bit which owns to the baseball park. So, and something happened to the parking lot. I'm not actually sure what exactly it is, but for some reason some trees disappeared during some loading of the game, so I'm not sure if they come back or not, but I'm not going to replace them because it's just too finicky. So maybe sometime I'm a little bit bored, I have to wait or something, and we'll put the trees back in. And also change that road again to 2 lanes, which is just better, and 2 skateboard parks coming in here, so the childs have something to play as well. Well, we do have also these little nice overhang bridge overpass for the guys to actually can be access all this area without going through the roundabout, because that was a problem. They were all going over the roundabout, so that one should solve that one. And I'm not so sure why we have so few people right now there. There was a lot more people before, so maybe there's just no game going on right now. And I found something very interesting, because if you use the normally such a pedestrian path is much wider, and it looked very weird on that sort of piece with the wide bridge. So what you can actually do is, with the current version of the node controller, what you can do is basically you can say the stretch, and this is the width of the piece, so you can actually narrow down the pedestrian way, and that's a very cool thing. And here we see another piece of, which is really annoying, it's the pillar over there. I actually did move that down in order to not look through, but for whatever reason it keeps coming back. So whatever I'm going to do with that thing, it keeps reappearing there and sticking through. And maybe that's the same problem which happens with the trees, because they get loaded and for some reason has some collision check removes them again. So maybe that's happening. I'm not too sure. First I thought I was hitting the tree limit, and so I removed a lot of trees over here, but obviously that wasn't a problem. So yeah, nothing I can do against that. So that's basically now our sports park. Very nice sports park with very good access, and I even placed a subway station already in there between the trees. It's pretty hidden, and maybe we should also get another piece of road here, so that actually you can do this with the node controller as well. A very handy tool, I can tell you. That's very handy. You can just place very nice looking street crossings wherever you want. That's very cool, very nice feature. And so you can remove that, and I placed one here as well, and one over there and one over there, so everyone is able to reach each stadium whatever they want. So that's pretty cool. So we do have another spot over here which would be nice for a cool park structure, but I think that could be a whole episode on its own, because I was thinking about something elevated going over there with some green on it, but I think that's an episode on its own. Or maybe I make a tutorial about raised terrain or something like that. So that was the episode about Varsity Sports. And we didn't talk a lot about Varsity Sports at all, so we basically just built that area, and we sacrificed a lot of space actually. And also, yeah, I did destroy some trees over there from our forest industry, so I have to replace those at some point. So yeah, that's gone for now. So we destroyed a lot of things this episode. Well, and I think now we should concentrate on either that one, and I think we can now actually add more residential, because we do have some more time. That means I'm actually going to add now these residential zones, and we maybe use the same up here as well and use some offices in between, because this is all offices. Let's see the noise level. It's very quiet actually. The opera is pretty quiet as well, so I think we're going to add residential zone there as well. And let them move in. Now we could use offices there, but the demand for industry is pretty low, so maybe we spare the offices in there. And we could even make this an IT cluster as well, but I'm not so sure if they're happy to have the IT cluster right there. So let's wait if he actually gets some industry demand up. So well, I mean, that wasn't a lot of work to put these zones in, but I would suggest we just watch these residential buildings settle in and improve a bit. And you will watch this in a fast forward version. And until then, I wish you a good night, because I will see you in the next episode. Not too sure about what to do, but I have some ideas. Let's see what we're going to approach. We do also have some slight problems in the city which needs a solution. So let's see what we're doing next version. So hope you enjoyed this one. We see you next time. Bye bye.